1, 2, 3. Elon Cuckold.
Smack that ass, bitch, and let me see what you got.
Link, bro. Yeah. Next time my guy comes down to Atlanta, you make sure you pick up that phone, nigga. Fuck you think you is? You ain't doing nothing, nigga. He ain't doing nothing, but this the only black. He the only nigga I know that still watch World Star, like on his desktop computer, the whole website, not even the Instagram page. He's still on website. Then he's emailing me clips, like he emails me links to the clips. This the type of derelict that we have part of the show. You know what I mean? And
this is the type of nigga that but fuck you, bro.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I want to know something, right? Like we were talking about this last night. Reggie, you here? We're going to ask you, do you think Kevin Hart is funny? Do you think he's a funny comedian?
Not really.
And Link feels the same way. Link, you don't think he's funny?
Not no more, man. He done lost his step, bro.
So I'm the only nigga that think he's
no,
hilarious.
I think he has funny moments, but I feel like he's not the comedians I like are insightful and
like
are
Bill
funny.
Burr. Bill Burr, my favorite comedian.
I love
my
Bill
favorite
Burr.
comedian.
Like
right.
my top 3 comedians for me, like Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, and Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, Patrice O'Neal, R.I.P.
Patrice, I don't even want to talk about
rest in peace.
Yeah.
Prophet. I don't want to put too many people on, but
I think
first of all,
Kevin Hart interviews are funny as shit.
Yeah. No, he's a hard worker. But he just kind of silly to me. I think he kind of the reason he has to put other like comedians on isn't really for like, oh, I'm being a good guy. I think it's because he sees that his brand, and the reason most other comedians sort of fall off is that they oversaturate the market with themselves. So he's like, all right, well, the only way I could control this whole situation is if I'm controlling who's next. So
I don't look at it like that.
Yeah. Well, say your part. Like, what's your take?
I think that because all right, a comedian, if you're funny, like you can't oversaturate because you just funny. You know what I mean? That's like saying like I was gonna use an example. You around Ralph too much or something like that, but you know what I mean? Similar. If we scale it down a little bit, if it's somebody that's funny and constantly coming up with jokes and funny, you know what I mean? Like,
but coming up with jokes is hard.
Right,
like
but you said funny though.
No, yeah, I get that. But
when you
Kevin
said
Hart
like
was
oversaturate
doing. Go ahead, my bad.
When you said oversaturate the market, like a generally funny person or a person that can, you know what I mean, just get up there and be funny. But let me clarify my statement, and you go ahead. My statement was that I don't think that his comedy specials are funny now. His first 2, arguably 3, fucking phenomenal, hilarious, out of this world. I went to the movies the last 2 or 3 times to see his last specials that came out cinematically, and I walked out disappointed. I didn't even laugh one time at the last one. I think I tried to force a giggle. But in movies, I laughed at Jumanji. I laughed at Jumanji. I laughed at the one with The Rock. He was a police officer or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when he's writing or things are being written
he was
for
doing
him,
too much with the movies and shit.
Yeah, but his comedy definitely has fallen off. Well, but that raises another question.
Who's funnier, him or Cat Williams?
Cat Williams' last special, I laughed more than Kevin Hart's, but I mean, Cat, you know,
I think they both have moments. If I had to pick one, Cat. The reason I pick Cat is because Kevin Hart, to a degree, is going to play it safer because now he's this whole international brand.
Right.
So there's a level of danger he's lost as a comedian as he's expanded. Where Cat Williams doesn't give a fuck, so he's still going to make those jokes.
He's still. Cat seems like he's still in the trenches with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Whereas Kevin Hart, his comedy is like
Richard
silly.
Pryor, did they go through that?
Hold on, can I cut this off? Link, I need you to sit in your rocking chair. Oh no, not in your rocking chair, because this motherfucker is creeping through the house like some fucking dirty uncle while he's on a podcast making hella noises. You fucking up the show. Go sit your black ass down in one of your little kindergarten chairs at the kiddie table. I don't give a fuck. Just sit the fuck still. Tired of this nigga, man. This nigga, he's in the fridge. I know him. He's in the kitchen looking for fireballs to drink. And backwoods, knowing he get drug tested. I don't fucking understand. This guy's a derelict. Frankly, you're an embarrassment to this show. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But no.
So if you're looking at Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, raw and delirious Eddie, like you're never gonna see that guy again. After he started getting like, you know, those Disney checks, I mean, he's not gonna ruin his brand and how marketable he is by like being dirty, because that only really appeals to like one segment of the population.
Do you feel like Kevin Hart selling out though?
Yeah, but how's that a problem?
I meant selling out like as far as him as
like he's like
not selling out tickets, but just selling out. Morally.
Selling out. No, not at all. I mean, it comes of the evolution of becoming a bigger brand. Like, he's the first comedian to have like a sneaker deal. That's a big deal. Like, this guy works crazy hard. That should be applauded.
They do.
But I think as you become a bigger brand, there's certain things you can't really touch anymore. There's certain ways you can't really move. And like, regardless of whatever his reasons are, he's putting a lot of comedians on, like the whole Tiffany Haddish situation, and like, you know, he's got the Laugh Out Loud network. I think that's just a smart business move. I look at it less like he's putting people.
He's taking the Will Smith lane. Like, Will Smith understands. Like, you know, a lot of YouTubers were upset with the fact that Will Smith hopped on that platform, but that was a smart move for him. It keeps him fucking relevant. Like, honestly, before
his
YouTube,
movies were flopping.
They were? What was the last movie they did that flopped?
All of them flopped. His last 3 or 4
that shit on
flopped.
Netflix was booty as fuck.
But that technically didn't flop, but it was Netflix. They have a built-in audience.
That shit was not booty, bro. Bright was
Bright
good.
was okay.
I didn't like the ending. It wasn't.
But
good,
they're
my favorite.
making.
I didn't
He
watch
signed
it
off for
twice.
3 of them.
He did for 3 Brights?
Yeah, they're gonna make 2 more of those. You saw the budget for that movie? It was crazy.
Watching reruns of The New Girl, binging The New Girl in the office, and then turn on Bright, and then talk about his booty.
This nigga's so good.
But he did
It's a funny
Suicide
nigga.
Squad.
You know, it's funny. I don't even know what New Girl is. What is that?
It's a show.
I don't have no clue. And obviously you do.
Suicide Squad flopped.
You just projected.
Suicide Squad flopped. You have
that was good though.
It was all right. They tweaked the script because Will Smith signed on and he wanted more Deadshot in the movie. Like, not to be a nerd, I'm going to say I'm going to say some geeky things.
You're a comic guy.
Nah, don't. That's okay. I'm cool. Good, love.
Anyway,
you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it.
Okay, but
I'm just fucking with it.
All right, shut the fuck up.
This nigga's wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt right now. Link is wearing a Dragon Ball, drinking fireballs, creeping through the house like the creepy uncle. Like, I don't give a fuck.
But like, I don't know if you ever saw the DC animated movies.
Which one?
Like any of them?
Yeah,
they
Lion King.
No, I mean DC animated, like the Batman or the Superman animated.
Sometimes I catch shit like that on Netflix when I can't find a good movie.
Yeah. So like, whoever writes those did an amazing job. Like, for some reason, the Suicide Squad script didn't really make sense. After Earth was a vehicle for his son. They pretty much write movies for to put their kids in, which is I have no problem with. Because I think Annie, that Black Annie movie, was originally written for his daughter.
They got a Black Annie movie?
Yeah.
With Jamie
Foxx.
Is it good?
I didn't.
It's Annie, my G.
Oh, I saw that. That actually was, but she was light skinned.
Yeah, but it was made for Will Smith's daughter, but by the time they got it greenlit, she was too old to play the character. And After Earth flopped hard. It wasn't a good movie.
Well, that's because of the director, M. Night Shyamalan.
I thought that was dope. You ain't like After Earth?
I loved it.
I
love that movie. You said it was what? It was booty?
Dope.
Reggie? How the fuck was that booty?
The acting was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
All right, now think back.
That shit was dope.
The scenery was dope and all the special effects cool. Take a look at his acting.
I like Will Smith played the same serious face that he played when his father left him in Fresh Prince. I love that. When Carlton Kilmer shot himself or some bullshit
serious.
like that.
And I think that even though that movie where he played the football doctor, was good. His accent was off.
That shit was trash,
His
bro.
accent was off, but it wasn't a bad movie.
I ain't watched that shit.
But after it flopped, all his movies been flopping. So he jumps on Instagram, basically because of the Kevin Hart, The Rock playbook, where it's like those guys have this huge social following. So The Rock's movies are huge. He has this huge social following. Like his Skyscraper movie, he built that movie for a Chinese audience. Like if you watch the movie, did you see Skyscraper?
Nah, yeah. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Fuck it.
He built that movie was
it a
made
good
for
movie?
China. It was good. It was
I'm gonna
popping.
watch that shit tonight.
And it was made for the like as you're watching it, you know it was made for the Chinese audience.
Let me tell you what he do. A lot of people don't know. I'm becoming a social media marketing expert, if you will, if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
But I say that to say people don't peep that The Rock, his social media, even Kevin Hart, like when these people are meeting up to promote these movies, Reg or Lank, their social media is at the top of what they should use. You understand what I'm saying? And then Rock knows that. He knows when he's sitting at these round tables, they're like, listen, yeah, billboards, radio, and all that. How can we get this shit on your Instagram? And that kind of gives a lot of actors or creators so much power nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I control it. Like, if you want me to put this, I need more money. You want me to put this on my page? I have 21 million people listening to me, following me. Nigga, this shit, they're watching my shit more than they watch TV. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a whole new ball game, baby.
Yo, and you know they work that into their contracts now. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin Hart and The Rock, they get paid like $1 million per movie just for social.
They got 31 whatever million people following them, man.
That's fucking crazy.
Hey, like what's going on?
What up?
What's going on with your god brother Kanye West though?
Man, bro, I'm so sick. He's so irritating, dog. You know, I got invited. He on the level as a. Let me tell you how irritated I am with him. My sister invited me to go to a Lauryn Hill concert. I said, nah, I'm straight. I don't even want to pay the money just because I've been irritated with her antics for the past 10 years. She got one fucking album. You know what I mean? We be giving Lauryn Hill and Andre 3000 too much fucking credit.
Nah, no.
What are you trying to tell me, brother?
No.
Are you not a fan of Lauryn Hill anymore?
I'm a fan of the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and I'm a fan of the Unplugged album, and that's it. She ain't done shit in 20 goddamn years.
But you can't put in the same boat as Andre.
What's going on with Andre 3000 though?
No, like he had a one half an album, and people want to call him the greatest, one of the greatest of all time.
What are you talking?
One of the best ever.
Because he's one of the best
Listen what
rappers.
I said he had a half of an album. I'm not talking about Outkast. I'm talking about Andre 3000 he was in a group of Outkast. Let's say 8 to 10 years. Then they did the Speaker Box and the Love Below. Ever since the Love Below, you know what I mean, which pretty much gave birth to a lot of these styles, but he only had a half an album. He was only
okay, but after that he dropped hella verses on like
verses.
Okay, but every verse was fire.
Nah, my G.
Every verse was fire.
So do you
on there talking that weird shit?
Nah, every verse was fire.
Do you give Erykah Badu more respect than you do Lauryn Hill?
Of course.
Yes.
Why is
she has
that?
a bigger body of work. Just like I prefer Tupac over Biggie. Tupac had 10 albums. Biggie had 2.
So what should we give you for your body of work? Since you're sitting there disrespecting the great Lauryn Hill, what should we give you for your body of work for the most? Like this guy fucked the most prostitutes.
Ask an ex-girlfriend what she'd give me for my body of work, man.
And that's true because my ex-girlfriend was a prostitute. This guy had more sex with prostitutes than anyone I know. Now, Reggie doesn't have sex with prostitutes. Now, should I just
not anymore?
Should I say Reggie is like not a man to me because he hasn't fucked as much prostitutes as you fucking slammed? Huh? Speak up, boy.
Yeah, I got more experience.
What is it with you? What is it with you and prostitutes though?
I don't know, man. I just love the freedom that they have, the sexual freedom.
You ever kissed a prostitute? You ever kissed a prostitute?
On the neck.
Disgust.
That's a little too close. On the neck, that's still passionate.
I ain't gonna lie, body been in the corner of the mouth.
Nah.
Jesus Christ, you just like
savage.
The whole Bergen County.
It's like, bro, just throw your whole jaw away, man.
Do you think they brush their teeth in between fucks?
No, they don't kiss and they don't come.
That's bullshit.
No, they don't kiss because it's too intimate. They don't come because they don't want to fall in love.
You never made a call girl come.
No. They try to stop themselves from coming, bro.
No, well, you had me. I believed you up to like you never made anybody come. I believe that.
I didn't say anybody. You said have ever made a call girl.
No,
come.
you clearly said you never made a woman orgasm. That's what you said, man. Reggie, am I? Yeah, Reggie knows. Reggie knows.
Nah, that's some goddamn bullshit, my G.
This guy.
First of all, I'm joking about all that prostitute shit.
This guy orders girls off a backpack. I don't know how the site is down, so I don't know how he's still getting it.
How you know the site is down, my G?
You told me when you sent it to me after the World Star clip. Whatever some World Star clip. And then he gives them Brazilian nuts and fucking and kisses them on the neck. I love this guy. You gotta love a nigga who drinks fireballs and fuck bitches off a back page. You gotta love niggas like that.
Bro, you wow. Fam, let me ask y'all this great debate question.
Go ahead.
So about this Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson shit, right?
All right.
How long are you supposed to give your current girlfriend to mourn her ex if he gets killed or dies?
Yikes.
I want to hear Reggie. Reggie, everyone wants to know what you think, brother.
I'm petty. You grieve on the inside. I bet not catch you crying over.
Could you imagine like your lady? You come home. She's actually, like,
if I'm going to be honest, I had a situation like that where you could go back and see the accident. The person I was dealing with at the time was in the past. She dealt with a dude and he died on 280. There was a horrible car accident on 280. It was like I think it was like 4 people in the car.
Right.
Or whatever. And she dealt with him, and when she found out, she was crying. I was looking at her crazy, like, "What? You still got feelings for him?"
This some deep shit, though.
Yeah, but I was upset. Like, I mean, I guess there's a level of maturity because it's like
it really is.
You can't
thinking
compete. About that dick.
You can't.
Ooh.
Like he was touching the back walls, and he wasn't. Was that what you was thinking, or you was just like
now, let me tell you something. When I get down to Atlanta, I'm gonna smack the taste out your mouth.
He gonna beat that body. He on your body. Tell him I'm on your body.
I'm seeing him taking no boxing classes.
I'm gonna smack the taste off your mouth. Yo, you're not gonna be able to kiss no prostitutes for a while, bro.
I wish we had lines we could call women. This is a good question. So, like, how would you feel about that if your girl was mourning over an ex-man and all that? How you feel about that?
Dead motherfucker, man.
Really? Is it really?
How you feel? It ain't. Nah, it's really like I giving her space for about 24 hours. I'm gonna give her space, but you can't expect me to. You can't expect me to be rubbing your back and you know what I mean.
For some dude you was fucking with.
For some dude
I'm good.
Fucking hell no, get out of here. But I mean, out of respect for the dead, I'll leave the crib.
I mean, you could mourn quietly on the inside. I mean, you could put like rest in peace on your Facebook. Nah, not even that. See that was super
like
Christ. Imagine she put
even like that
she
either.
put up an Instagram post, an old picture of her talking about something.
I don't like that either.
This bitch put up a video, a giggly ass video of her and Mac Miller. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, yo,
like this nigga Pete Davidson. You sucker for that shit, bro.
You more on the inside.
But I think I told you this before. Like you know, I look at celebrities like they in a whole different like realm. Like a lot of things that fly with them wouldn't fly in real life. That's how I feel about I
think part of it is like you can't really like as a celebrity, your job is being a celebrity, so you can't really fault her for making the post because if she didn't, then people would look at her funny.
Yeah. God,
because people are blaming her for his death.
Word up.
There's certain celebrities that live real lives though. That will tell people like keep it real. I can't rattle off a list of names, but especially more recent times, some people would just be like they'll walk off an interview or they'll be like that's personal, or they'll be like I don't want to talk about that. Or they'll be like I'd rather keep that
Ariana
private.
Grande is different though.
How is she that much different? She's not even an A-lister, bro.
No, she's definitely A-list now.
Ariana Grande A-lister?
Yeah, she's A-list now.
I don't get it. So you put her up there with Gwyneth Paltrow, Jamie Foxx. You put her up there with
there's basically legends super A-list, A-list, B-list, C-list.
Oh, what the fuck kind of moving the goalposts are you?
No, it's not.
Shit is
Okay,
that?
so it's like, okay, you would say Gwyneth Paltrow is A-list, right? That's to you,
No,
right?
nigga, it's
No, just hear me out. So you would say she's A-list, right?
crazy.
Right?
Nigga said no. Not A-list.
No, just hear me. No, but hear me out. You said
-4.
you said
A, B, C.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, we get it. You could count. All right, so the Gwyneth Paltrow you said was A-list, right? But you wouldn't put her in the same category as like Denzel Washington.
Speaking of somebody who's been picking bad movies recently.
Yeah. So Tom Cruise is like legend.
Would you say Tom Cruise legend?
Yeah, that Tom Cruise is definitely
Like,
legend.
you feel the Tom
I
Cruise
wouldn't put him in
legend?
the same category as Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth
Is Tom
Paltrow is
Cruise a
famous for being
legend? Yes,
famous.
but that is not pertinent to what we're discussing. That's not the same thing. Like, that's a false equivalency.
Speaking
No,
of
it's not.
When people describe Gwyneth Paltrow and they describe Tom Cruise, they say A-list actors or A-list celebrities.
Yeah.
Ariana Grande is not mentioned as an
Ariana
A-list
Grande
celebrity. People don't say
is
legend.
B-list,
Tom Cruise
is
the
not
legend.
B-list. Ariana Grande is A-list simply because anything she does is automatically national news. First of all,
right, let's just say
she's definitely A-list at this point.
Let's just say
she's
she
not
A-
super A-list, but she's A-list.
Let's just say she A, whatever the fuck she is. What's the point about her? Like, what's the fuck are we talking about? This
Because she was
Well,
dating Mac Miller. Mac Miller killed himself.
I think you're getting national news mixed up with like social media buzz and news.
She made that, bruh. Mac Miller was national news when he killed himself.
Yeah, and so was Ice Tray, whoever just died down here. CNN be talking about, Fox News even be talking about like
But
rappers
what I'm
that get
saying
killed in
is
Atlanta or
there's
Miami.
A-list and then there's super A-list. Like,
What about
okay,
XX
you would say
Tentacion was
you would
was
say
national
Nicki
news.
Minaj is A-list, right?
Yeah.
Nicki-
say
yeah.
But she's
Nicki
not
Minaj
on
is
this.
A-list.
She's not on the same level as the Tom Cruise
I mean, yeah.
or a Will Smith. There's different there's different levels.
Yeah.
That like it's like different levels of millionaire. We could both be millionaires, but you could have 3 million. I could have 200 million.
But look,
we both millionaires.
But speaking of just the news you were saying, I know you know Suge Knight went to jail, right?
Yeah.
He about to do what, 15 years, 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
He a 50 year. How old is he? Suge Knight.
Yeah, he it's a wash for him. That's it.
Now it's a whole thing going on with Daz Dillinger. I seen it on YouTube
Yeah, I
earlier.
saw it.
You seen it? He was kicking his shit all the way in. Like, what'd he say?
He
I'm
was
glad
laughing.
you in jail or
It's
some
a
shit
story.
like that.
That's the end of the story.
You know, I can't front. I thought it was a little off too for him being, you know, Daz being, you know, when you from that world, you don't really kind of boast or like celebrate with anybody going to jail.
Yeah.
So even when he was doing it, I kind of cringed a little bit. Like, I think he know a little bit. He kind of going against.
And at the same time, it's like for you to wait for him to be locked up, for you to like go
kick
ahead,
his shit in like that. Yeah,
it was a bad look.
Like, you supposed to be a West Coast legend. I don't know if you heard it. I know you look up to him, right? Like,
Who, Daz Dillinger?
yeah, I know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have fun. If I gave a fuck about a bitch, I'll always be broke. I never had no motherfucking endo to smoke.
This nigga sounds just like them niggas too. Like I know you ran hella trains.
Yeah, we used to call them bustos in Detroit.
What?
Everybody listening from Detroit know what bustos is.
What the fuck is a bus though?
That's when we run a train on a chick. You call it bustos.
God, you've been a
Jesus
degenerate
Christ.
like for almost 2 decades.
Reggie, what y'all used to call trains back at Rutgers?
No, I never went to Rutgers.
Newark campus.
Reggie, you ever been involved in some trains?
Nah.
You just little,
You ain't gotta say no names. Just
You
say
ain't gotta
something that
say
rhymes with it.
I never took places like I'm good.
I mean, did you ever
you
get
stand by
offered?
and
Did you
watch
ever
a
get
train?
offered for a train?
Nah, I was never interested. Like
I can't trust
Did
you.
you stand by
college-
and watch?
in
I can't
college,
trust Reggie now.
in college, like you would know when they were going on. But
Whoa, what'd you see? What you do?
no, like someone would be like, there was this one girl. We're not gonna name names.
Don't know.
But like this is when like Facebook first came out. It was like only for college students, and people would like make posts like, "Yo, about to fuck."
Ooh, I don't know who that is. Ooh, keep my big ball in this my hobby.
Edit that out.
I'll cut that out.
Edit that part out. Fuck. It was like,
I done walked out of more trains than I done participated in because the line was too long.
Jesus, you're disgusting.
The line was too long.
Jesus.
Yeah, man. I done.
No structure and time.
I'm waiting for your Bill Cosby announcement, man.
No. I remember I walked into it. I didn't even know it was a trade. My man called me, yo, we supposed to link up to go out. I walk in the room, and he was like, yo, come in the room. Like, like he texted me, like, come in the room. So I come in there. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell the story. I come in there, it's him and some other dude with the longest, some short, random nigga, I don't even know who he was, with the longest schlong. Like, no homo. Like, this motherfucker sits hanging to the ground. First, I'm like, okay, who is this motherfucker? Then it was some white bitch on the floor with her legs like her legs over on the floor, not even on the bed. The bitch on the floor. I'm like, okay, who is this long, short midget nigga? Who is this fucking snow bunny on the floor, not even on the bed? And she was just swatting her pussy like it had a mosquito. Just like, stop. She's like, come on. She's like, come on. I'm just, my man fucking just spits a loogie on her pussy. He said, come and get this work. Like, I said, yeah, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. I said, I'm gonna wait outside, my nigga. I'm good. You know what I said? I had the most bootiest excuse. You know what I said? Oh, nah, I fucked already.
Oh my God!
I said y'all fucked already. I'm good.
Like, why would anyone invite? Like, why would someone invite you to that?
Because niggas is fucking animals.
This is disgusting.
But that's. I walked out. I couldn't partake because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It caught me off guard. I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now. Who is this dude? Who is the short dude? The nigga had a lazy eye. He had braids.
The closest I've ever, like, in college, I had a roommate, and there was a time when, like, I was with somebody and he was with somebody in our own separate corners in the room, in the beds, separate, under covers, minding our own business, like, completely. But that's
ain't really.
Yeah, I'm not interested in
let me tell you,
sleeping with a girl at the same time as another dude. And then it's like, what's the etiquette? Like, y'all can't make eye contact. Don't, like, I mean,
nah. Look, one time I had a snow bunny over my man crib. It was just a spot. So I'm getting busy with the snow bunny. Dudes just start walking in to smoke or whatever. So they see the snow bunny is in action. Next thing I know, it's like 3 dicks out above her head, but I'm on top, right?
Jesus.
I'm like, come on, I had to drag her. You know how you keep your boy in, but drag her by the thighs? So I'm dragging her away like a piece of meat, like a hyena with a piece of meat away from these niggas.
I've never experienced anything like that.
Trying to keep it trill, like, hey, it ain't that type of party, cuz.
Oh, let me tell you. Look. Here goes some other shit. I want to ask y'all. I'm gonna get y'all opinion. My man was telling me how he used to him and his boy used to run a train on a bitch together, right? They used to fuck her, right? This just yesterday, I was chopping. I ain't gonna say his name. He said they used to fuck the nigga. Then out of nowhere, the nigga wifed the bitch.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
What you mean? Oh yeah, you done that before? You ain't
yeah.
No, I've heard of that.
Like,
I've heard that. It's always one.
My man, like,
the same nigga that wife a chick that get a train ran on her be the same one that took her into the bathroom saying he couldn't get his nut, but he on his third one. Be the same one the nigga that he the one that get butt naked when everybody else just got their meats out their drawers. It's a certain type.
I know you talking about too. Yeah, you can't.
He
trust
wore
that guy.
Bluetooth from the time they was cool to they wasn't cool all the way to this time.
Reggie,
Bluetooth and a Kango.
Yeah, listen, I don't partake in none of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a happily married man. I got a family on the way, but I did live a different life.
Nice safe.
Yeah, right.
Nice safe.
Nah, but everybody know if you gonna be doing that, you don't be the guy who's like completely butt ass naked in there. You gotta.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Or just
do it.
Find other women. Just find other women. Was there a shortage of women? Like, why? Like, I need to understand the myth. Like, why was there a need
because
for
niggas
all
are
your
animals.
No, but I'm
Niggas
just
is
saying,
animals.
he's just like, oh,
really-
you already
really
got her
fine.
naked. Let me, like, I don't even have to go
Yeah.
find one. You got one right here.
It's the same reason. I was
Let's
watching.
just-
Look, I was
let's
watching.
all just share bodily fluids.
I was watching a documentary on Netflix about how sex is taking over our culture and all that. But towards the end, it got real dark. It was like I heard, like it got. At first, it was cool, little white girls titties out. Oh, spring break. Oh yeah, social media pushing the envelope. I was like, all right, this shit, all right. Then it got real dark at the end. The music is playing ominous music. It's just like, yeah. Today in Panama City, a 19-year-old woman was gang raped in the middle of the beach in front of bystanders, and then they played the clip, and you see people holding the camera like she was like unconscious. So niggas was just taking a turn on her, taking that turn. So what was my whole point? I had a point. Like, oh yeah, how horny do you have to be that you see an unconscious girl on the beach and you just feel like I'm gonna pick her up and just fuck her?
Well,
How horny do you gotta be?
Well, let's first out point out that you're a rapist at that point. let's remember to highlight that you're a rapist.
A whole rapist. You
Yeah.
a
Man,
whole.
let me ask you a
like,
question.
oh, you
So
a
ain't
rapist,
never- you
right?
ain't
Yeah,
never-
you're a rapist.
You ain't never smashing a chick on some drunk shit. She passed out and then woke back up.
Nah.
And you didn't know she passed out.
Link, are you like admitting to
No,
rape?
I haven't. I definitely haven't. I don't know. What the
Oh,
fuck
okay.
you
Because
talking
I
about.
was gonna say like,
I'm just
you know,
asking. Have you ever
it's
been?
like criminal.
Like acting like the little white boy off Kids.
Jesus.
The little white
First
girl
of
on the
all-
couch. You acting a little white girl on Kids.
It's not.
Let
It's
me
not
make that
even
correction.
like a horny thing. If I see a woman unconscious, my first thought isn't, that's a turn on.
Yeah.
It's, wow, this young lady's in a bad way.
That shit ain't
So
funny.
have you ever woke a chick you was okay? Y'all was dating. You woke
Okay,
up in the
if
middle of the night,
I'm
straight out her sleep.
if
Hold on,
I'm
straight
drunk
out her
and
sleep.
she's drunk, that's another thing. Like,
yeah, but then
stuff
she
happens.
falls asleep in the middle of it a little bit. Like she kind of nods off.
Nah, and you just in the middle of her, and when she
Link.
passes out, because you keep saying she falls asleep. Like, I think
answering the question.
the
This nigga
correct
drugging bitches.
I heard.
the correct term here is she passed out, and you continued to sleep with her while she was unconscious.
Like,
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's not consent.
No,
That's
that
rape.
is not okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Jesus
like,
Christ.
were you in Panama City
You about to
a couple years ago?
you about to share a jail cell with Bill Cosby, my G. You about to be in there with Mr. Huxtable,
We gonna be
with
playing
Dr. Huxtable.
Gonna be playing fucking chess and PC with Bill Cosby. Reminiscing on old fucking drugging story. Man, I drugged this one fucking man looking bitch. I just want to know what it's like to be with a man looking bitch. But I ain't want, but I wanted her sleep.
It's
That's a perversion.
It's usually really easy. If she's unconscious, then no. If she didn't say yes or
Yeah.
give you her consent in any type of way,
You got to be a whole different
yeah,
animal.
you can't
A
like.
whole different animal to
Yeah.
walk. You're in the beach in broad day. There's a girl unconscious in the beach, broad
Yeah.
day. You decide to pull your dick out
Yeah,
and insert in this fucking body.
There-
She's sleep. Sleep is the cousin of death. So you might as well say you
she's-
fucked the dead bitch. Like you're fuck.
Oh, no, that's a bit much.
All right. I'll scale back. But
She's-
you're still having sex
just
on
like,
the
yeah, you,
beach.
you,
Listen,
you
look.
just raped somebody.
Yeah, you just look. Not just one guy. It was three of them taking turns. Like
Hey.
the one guy saw, like he was like, "Oh my man, he got a good idea. That's a good idea." And he, like, how horny you got to be? Like there's like how horny do you have to be?
That I feel like there's something just broken
It's-
in a something in
Yeah, you
someone.
broken.
Yeah, there's something broken in you if you watch someone assaulting someone and you're just like, and you're just recording it, and then
Hold
to
on.
take it a step further.
You got to make an OG call at that
Nah,
point.
my man said something so profound, prolific to me the other day.
By his man, he means
Text.
himself. We're going.
No, he said a lot of women are having hindsight on their whole decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Like come on, with all these accusations and stuff like that. Like
Right.
you can't have hindsight on your whole decisions and then try to jam up a whole dude's career, whole dude's family, because you haven't, 2020 vision on some poor decisions you made.
That we are in
there's-
agreement.
there's
That we're in agreement
there's
with.
definitely like the whole buyer's remorse thing where it's like, okay, like, I fucked him, I regret it, da da da. There is that element in it, but then there's also the other side of I was raped and I'm embarrassed and I don't want to talk to anybody about it. Like if you got jumped in the alley and you got raped, Link, I doubt you'd call everybody and say, "Hey, I got raped the other day."
I ain't calling nobody.
You're keeping that to yourself.
Right,
like no one wants to announce that, and it's embarrassing. You have to relive it, and then you're labeled as.
Be sensitive because Link got raped in county one night.
Oh, no, I didn't get raped in county.
You did get raped in county,
but
no, you didn't. But
I sent him to the infirmary.
But he got the head in though.
Right,
no,
Link,
he didn't.
Link, listen.
My bad.
It's all good, bro.
Listen. At the end of the day, no, I think it's two sides to that coin. Reggie, you're right, and Link, you are correct. No, I'm not talking about. What do you like? Listen. They are a bunch of girls who, like I told you, the last show, my man who I don't know him to be a rapist. I don't know him that he need to steal pussy. I never known that. Since anybody know him, he never had an issue getting girls. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see him taking. He was an Uber driver. I don't see him taking pussy. No, the girl had sex with him. I believe that. Of course, I wasn't there, but I believe she had sex with him.
Oh yeah, the one who he
right. She for some reason she might have been drunk. I done been in jobs and settings when I'm around drunk privileged girls. I'm not even gonna say white girl, but drunk privilege, and I see how loose they get. I mean, because
don't do it.
Yeah, they get real comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And they don't even know what they're doing. And then when they wake up, they're like, "Oh my god, I had sex with
drunk.
I had sex with an impoverished nigger guy from the ghetto. Oh my god, you know what I mean? No, I couldn't have gave it to him. He's impoverished. He took it.
But I mean, at the same time, the flip side of. We were doing like I'm gonna get like fucking nerdy again, whatever. Anyway, we're doing like a series and we're interviewing a bunch of women and we're just having conversation.
Right.
And one of the things that was like consistent through a lot of their stories were like I slept with him, but it wasn't because I wanted to. It was just because I felt like I didn't want to say no. Like
the fuck does that mean?
No, it's basically like she was in a situation where she was like, I was at his house. I don't remember how we got there. And like, he drove us. And like, I felt like I was in an apartment alone with him. I felt like just like, he was a little like slightly aggressive. He leaned in to kiss me. He was taking my clothes off. I didn't want to say no. Or like a situation where it's like,
do you think that's rape? Your opinion?
Not that it's rape, but a lot of women are put in a situation where they don't feel like they have a choice but to, or they sleep with a dude. Or they sleep with a dude and it's like I don't want to. It's just like just because he like that's just what you do. Like a guy pushes up on you and you just like a lot of women fall into that situation.
Right.
Let me say something on that, fam. Like when you get in a relationship with a woman, common theme that it presents itself or rears its ugly head in arguments is I am not a mind reader. A man will say, I can't read your mind, bitch. A female will say, I can't read your mind, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I can't read your mind. So imagine that's in a relationship with your girl or your wife. Now imagine you vibing with a chick at the bar, you take her back to the crib, you know what I mean? Of course you're gonna try to get the pussy. I've had chicks tell me like, damn, what's wrong with you? You ain't even try to get the pussy. Lane can't even try to get the pussy, you know what I mean? Like, you try to get the pussy, and then in your mind, you like, oh, she want me to at least try to get some ass. Her mind, she like, oh, I'm here alone. I don't feel like he's being a little aggressive. I feel like I can't say no. How the fuck
you don't even have to answer it, but how many times were you getting things started with somebody and you kind of felt her hesitate or pull back a little bit, but you just pushed slightly more and she just gave in?
It's a 3 strikes you out rule, right?
Nah, I get what he's saying, but
it's like they feel backed into a corner. So it's just like if you was locked up and you was with like super brolic dude like twice your size and he was pushing up and you felt like if you said no, he was gonna break your jaw kind of thing. I mean, it's like society.
Does he have a 6
society.
A note to Rikers Island: if Reggie ever gets locked up, all you gotta do is attempt
Yeah, I'm not.
On the third time, he'll let
I'm
you
not
have
getting-
his man.
Yeah, I'm not getting locked up.
like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
They're like, oh, you the nigga that on the third time is the child.
I'm about to give
No,
you
I'm
a
not saying that.
refill.
But
They gonna bust them cheeks. Reggie.
wow.
Look at Reggie. Reggie, like, what the? How did I walk into this?
but I'm just saying,
Nah, I
like,
got you, I got
mostly
you, I got you.
because as we were telling the stories, one of the girls was telling a story about how she went to a bar and a dude bought her a drink and it was cool, whatever. She
Yeah.
drank the drink. He followed her through the bar all night, and then when she left,
hate
he
them
followed.
niggas.
He followed her for like 10 blocks, and she thought she was going to die. And when she was describing it, it sounds silly now that I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But as she was telling the story, she was just like,
It don't
when I
sound
think
silly.
about it,
No, it don't
when I
sound
think
silly.
about it, like I kind of tear up because she said I literally thought I was going to die. Every time I stopped, like he stopped. When I turned the corner and ran a little bit,
Yo.
he would keep pace with me. She said she went to a store really quick, a corner store, to see if he would like walk past and just leave her alone. When she stuck her head out, he was up the street and she kept walking. Eventually, she called a friend to come pick her up because she was scared.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yo, how hard
What if he
do
was
you
trying
have
to catch the
be?
same train she was trying to
But
catch? Though?
women-
What if he was both trying to catch the L?
but I'm just saying, women go through that shit all the time.
That's scary. No, how horny do you have to be? Like that's first of all, that's not
No,
regular.
you drunk. I don't
That's not
watch
a-
dudes chase girls down the block on some trouble.
Now I see that shit all the time. Every time we used to lead a strip club after we,
Yeah.
we shopping our songs like that. I would see niggas like really pressing a girl, like pressing her. Like you can see she trying to talk to everybody, kind of like, hey, what you about to get? You about to go to IHOP? You about to do? The dude just be standing there. One time I thought that was her man. I said, oh, what you and your man about to do? She's like, I really don't know him. I'm like, why is he standing right here like this? Like he's standing there fucking shit faced drunk.
Yeah,
Nigga
and
faded, just standing there just like.
so imagine, like, since women are young and, like, like the whole situation, I got, like, daughters and shit. Since women are young, they're sort of conditioned to feel like they're here for the pleasure of men and shit because niggas feel comfortable enough to walk up. Ooh, like, in what world do you feel like someone could just walk up and just stand over you and just be like, when are you gonna let me enter your body?
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking creepy.
Get the strap. That's all. Hey, man, it was a good episode. We're going to wrap this up. But next time, we're going to revisit this and have a couple females in the room. And
Link, man, I
pick
hope
their
you don't get
brain.
locked up, bro.
But first
I
off,
hope you're in there with me so I
Ralph,
can
you got
sell
bail money?
you, Reggie.
and let me conclude the episode. Final thoughts like Jerry Springer. Link definitely got raped in the county jail.
Never.
Which county
never.
jail?
I don't want to put him out
Never.
there.
I was kicking ass and taking
somewhere in
names.
Tennessee. And if Reggie gets locked up,
Oh,
go to
come on,
state
man.
prison.
Jesus
on
Christ.
the third time, he'll let you bust
I
the
never
cheeks.
said that.
All right, next time.
I never said that. I never
All
said
right,
that.
fam. All right, fellas, y'all be easy.